recount. Call the meeting order, please. We can start by pledge, please. Mr. Midkiff.
Flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody, for being here this evening. We didn't have anyone to sign in to speak this evening, did we, Charlene? Okay. So we'll go to the approval of the minutes, then, please. Can I have a motion?
I'll move.
Second.
Ms. Smith, motion. Mr. Wilson, second. All those in favor?
Yes.
Anybody opposed? All against vote. Okay, so we don't have any public comments. Now, under presentations, we'll go to Brian Kirkendall from the State Treasurer's Office.
Ms. Lucas, members of the board, just wanted to say on behalf of Treasurer Perdue, we appreciate your time. Without your cooperation, we cannot move forward with these programs. My friend John Fisher is going to give you the nuts and bolts of the program. He's our expert from Charleston, but again, I just want to let you guys know how much we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. I'm going to go through your folders really quickly. If you look at the white handouts in there, I'll go through this really fast. I know you have a busy agenda tonight. One of the plans that the State Treasurer's Office administers is called West Virginia Retirement Plus. And it's simply a supplemental retirement plan for public employees in West Virginia. It's a lot like a 401k plan in the private sector, except it's just for public employees. It's technically called a 457 plan because that's the section of IRS code that creates these types of plans. Basically, it's something in addition to your pension and Social Security when you retire. Our participants can pick their own investment options and how much they want to save through payroll deduction. We work with ING. They're a third-party administrator. They help us with investments, record keeping, and other participant services. And the Treasurer's Office has had this plan since July of 2006. And at that time, it was really only open to state agencies. But since that time, we branched out to some other legal subdivisions and opened it up so their employees can participate. Our mission is pretty straightforward. We want to focus on quality investment options and financial education for our participants to have security at retirement. If you look at the bottom of the second page, we have about 13,000 participants now, 130 million in assets, and 25 investment options for our participants to choose from. We've had a lot of growth in our plan. When we took it over in 2006, we had about 5,000 participants and 60 million in assets. And we've done a lot of work with our consultant and getting really a top-notch investment menu as well. So we've done a lot of improvements to the plan, and that's why it's grown so much, because people are understanding the need for supplemental retirement planning, and also we have good investment options. Our objectives are really pretty straightforward. We want to get more people participating in this plan, more public employees in the plan, so they can have a secure retirement, and also get more entities to join so that we can increase the size of our pool, negotiate better investment options, and better service. That's really why we do this. We've done a lot of work. We've seen a lot of growth in our plan, but there's still a lot of areas of opportunity. We feel like a lot of our young people aren't saving enough for retirement. And we feel like we have a workforce that really doesn't have the financial education tools they need to be successful. And that's two of our main focuses when we look at a plan like this. If you look at page 4, we go with the three-legged stool approach to retirement planning. The first leg being Social Security, the second leg is really teacher's pension, and the third leg is personal savings. And that encompasses our plan, which is a supplement to pension and Social Security. At the bottom of page 4, you'll see our retirement stability formula. It's pretty straightforward. You've got pension, Social Security, and our plan to help them really have a stable retirement future. I don't have to tell you about the pension plan, but a lot of our teachers, a lot of our public employees, they don't really understand their pension. It's basically the same pension plan that I have, but if you have someone that works 25 years for the school system, they only get 50% of their highest 3 years of their salary. And that's really what we're up against. Social Security is there for them, but it's not meant to make up that entire gap left by their pension. And we know our pension plan doesn't have a cost of living adjustment either, so that's where this plan really comes into play. Some of the benefits for our county school employees, it has pre-tax investment return compounding, and that simply means that they don't have to pay taxes on any contributions or earnings until they draw it in retirement, and at that time, they're most likely in the lower tax bracket. So that's a good benefit. There's federal tax credits as well. They range between 10 and 50% based upon adjusted gross income. We have some brochures if you'd like to learn more about those. But that can help a lot of our lower and middle income families that want to save a little bit. And any amount you put in this plan is going to lower both state and federal taxes, which is a tremendous benefit. Last but not least, it's very portable. If you have someone that works in this school system and they want to transfer to the private, if they want to leave and get a job in the private sector, they can take their 457 plan, they can roll it into a 401k, an IRA. If they go to another school system, they can roll it into a 403B plan or another 457 plan. It goes both ways as well. If you have someone that comes from the private sector, maybe they did some consulting work, they work for the school, they can take a 401, an IRA, or a 403B and roll it into our plan. So it is very flexible. Real quickly, the advantages for the school boards, if you would choose to participate, it doesn't cost you a thing to participate. We have some simple forms. If you look to the left of your folder there, there's a resolution and an employer adoption agreement. Those are really the only things that you have to fill out to join if you choose to do so. And it's a good thing to add to your benefit package to really attract and retain good employees. At the bottom of page 6, these are really important. What makes our plan different from other retirement plans out there? The main difference between a 457 plan and a 401k, an IRA, or a 403b plan is that you can access it before age 59 and a half if you separate from service without that 10% IRS penalty. So that's a big advantage for a lot of our participants. So if someone decides to retire at 55, they can access these funds at that time. They don't have to wait till they're 59 and a half. Now, they'll pay taxes on it like anything else at that time, but no 10% penalty from the IRS. That's the main advantage of our plan. Also, the size of it, we have 13,000 employees, public employees that participate statewide. Once again, that's a large pool, helps you get really good investment options and really good service. We're also going to do an RFP this year. We're putting our plan out to bid, so that's another thing that we do on probably a 3 to 5 year basis. We'll put our plan out to bid just to make sure we get the best deal for our participants. If you look at page 7, really quick, we have 50 out of 55 county commissions that participate in our plan. Lincoln County is one of those. We have 60 some odd cities and towns that participate, if you look at page 8. And on page 9, we now have 11 boards of education that participate. Basically, we've saturated the counties. We're trying to get all 55 counties. We'll be there soon. We have a number of cities that participate, so kind of a natural progression for us is to branch out to boards of education and offer it to their employees. I believe Monongalia County is our newest enrollee as far as the boards of education go. Summers is a new one as well. All these are relatively new, so we're just getting out to see the teachers and see if they're interested in our plan. And really that's why we're here tonight, to let you know what we offer and to see if it's something you might like to look at. Obviously, we don't want you to make a decision tonight, but if you'd like to look at the material, if you have any questions for me, just let me know, and we can follow up with you. And if you're wanting to join, we can help you out with that. Do you have any questions?
Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I have one.
Yes, sir.
How many years do you have to loan before you're fully vested?
We don't have a vesting period. So if an employee starts, let's say if they start October 1, they can start their first pay period. As long as payroll can get it in process in time. So we do not have a vesting period. So that's an advantage. And if you look at some of the other things I forgot to mention, this is our full membership list. It's the front and back. This tells you who all is in our plan. These are the different investment options. You'll see the Morningstar ratings. We have the 25 investment options there and their Morningstar ratings. And if you look at this one, this is important. Front and back, these are the performance of our investment options, and this is as of September 30th, so it's really current. of this year. This tells you how the investments have done. Our most popular option is our stable value fund, and it's paying a fixed return of 3.05% right now. And that's our safest option. The principal is guaranteed in that one. But we also have stock and bond funds. If the employees want to get into the stock or bond market, we have those options as well. And you can look at some of the returns at the front and back sheet, tell you how we've done it. If the board would join, kind of the next step would be maybe starting here at the board office and doing a presentation. We do a lot of luncheons, things like that. Take it 30 minutes during their lunch and do a presentation. We'll have someone from ING come in and really explain the basics of the plan. Any other questions? Yeah.
If we adopt this, each personnel can choose whether they want to participate or not, or is this something if it's adopted, everybody has to?
No, and there's no minimum requirement. If you have one person that wants to do it, we'll do it for one person. Yeah.
Is there any matching?
The board could choose to match if they would like to, if there's funding available. We do have a couple cities and towns that match.
But the state doesn't.
The state had a matching program. We did it for a 4-year matching program, and all we did was $100 a year for 4 years. So what we did is if someone would put $400 in a year's time, we'd match them $100. And we did that for 4 years, and that's one of the reasons that our plan grew so fast with the state agencies. But it doesn't take a lot of money. It's just a little incentive to kind of get them going. Our plan ended June 30th, but we're going to try to go back to the legislature and see if we can get it extended.
Now, did I understand you that every county is a separate plan? So if we have a teacher in Lincoln County and they go to Boone County next year, they would have to switch it over into a Boone County plan?
Now, if Boone County, which they are a participant, they're a participant in our plan. So if you had a teacher go from Lincoln County to Boone County, they could just stay in our plan. They would just have to do a payroll deduction from there. But if they went to a Board of Education that did not participate, then that would be another type of plan.
They would have to roll it over.
Exactly.
They wouldn't have the option to stay in your plan.
They can stay if they want to, but you have to contribute by payroll deduction. So they could leave it there, but they really couldn't contribute to it unless we offered it at their school system. Yeah.
Anything else? I think you gave a good presentation.
Okay.
A lot of the questions we might have had, I think you addressed them there,
Okay.
but you did have a little clarification. So if you'll give us maybe a little time to look over
No problem.
the information here.
Sure.
It sounds promising. What we obviously like to do is provide any additional benefits, especially those that are at no cost to us.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that that's possible through the treasurer's office, and we have open slots and all those kind of things.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
And here's